We traveled to Mountain View to visit Mayor Ellen Kamei to talk about her multi-ethnicity and how it serves the city of Mountain View.
I think that I am so fortunate to have grown up being, multiracial, multilingual in the Bay Area in Santa Clara County, because I knew that it was unique, but I didn't necessarily feel different. My mom is Puerto Rican and Chinese. She's also Catholic. And then my dad is third generation Japanese Buddhist. And so I felt like I had this really rich upbringing and found myself getting involved not only in going to the Buddhist temple, but also all the activities that surround it.
Women leaders in the 70s, 80s, and 90s helped inspire Mayor Kamei that it is possible that women of color can contribute as leaders in public service.
I feel very fortunate that I grew up in Santa Clara County, because Santa Clara County during like the 70s, 80s, 90s was known as the feminist capital of the world. There were more female elected officials here than anywhere else. And so I got to see women leading. In particular, I got to see my own mom. She's been in elected office in some capacity for the last 30 years. And so being taken to different events, meetings, fundraisers, I got to see women, but in particular women of color, getting things done.
Mayor Kamei believes inclusivity within the community begins at the top.
The city of Mountain View, we have basically a motto where we say we're a community for all. And that for us means everyone. And we've been able to partner with some of our largest companies, which we're well known for, in terms of creating an inclusive space for people of all backgrounds. And what's been really nice is we're seeing our companies who have multiracial, international employees wanting to create a sense of place and a sense of community. So we partnered on community events. In particular, we have a multicultural event every year now. It used to be every other year, but because of the amazing and positive feedback from our community, our corporate participants as well, that's now an annual event.
Mayor Kamei is proud to provide vehicles for people of color to get involved in the community of Mountain View.
So during the 2020 census, we were able to learn a little bit more about the demographics of Mountain View. Over 30% identify as Asian American, Pacific Islander, Native Hawaiian. Almost 20% identify as Hispanic Latino. About 2% are Black African American. We actually have about, I think, 5% that identify too as multiracial, and then the rest is Caucasian. But we have right now 2 civic language leadership academies. These are 10-week programs that are free. So, we have one that is Spanish during the year for 10 weeks, and then we have one that's Mandarin for 10 weeks. And that's with the idea that we want to make sure that people can come and learn about what their government does. They may be coming from countries where government is not seen as a place where they can participate or good. But what's really been great is now we had a mixer event where our Spanish Academy and our Mandarin Academy wanted to meet and mix and talk and start having programming together, which is exactly what we were hoping for and wanting, and that was initiated out of the participants of the civic leadership program. We also have been able to celebrate our first kind of ever Lunar New Year. We're going into our, I think, 3rd or 4th year of celebrating Lunar New Year here in Mountain View, and that's also born out of our Chinese Leadership Academy. And then coming up too is Dia de los Muertos, and that came out of our Spanish Civic Leadership Academies.
Mayor Kamei uses her multi-ethnicity to employ empathy and compassion to others that are from different ethnic backgrounds.
I use my mixed identity and cultural background, I think every day I have studied other languages, so I know how difficult it can be to understand. And I think that really informs me about wanting to make government really accessible. So making sure everything is translated, but also meeting people where they are. People may be working not just one job, two jobs, three jobs. And so making sure that we are providing childcare, for example. That's something new that we're able to do for our community meetings over the last couple years, making sure that we have translation services. And then also making sure that I can meet community members at different times of the day. Like I work, they're working. So making sure, but I think above all else, leading with compassion. I think my mixed identity really informs me that there's always something new to learn and to be open-minded, and that's the best way.
This is Max Nihei for Greg Valoria and Derek Tahara for the Nuchi Bay Cafe.